to ask the people that parked their cars inside the other compound, please, we would like you to go there and move it to the place that the securities will direct you, because that compound had been allocated for something different. Praise God. If you parked your car there, please, we want you to please go there now and move your car. Praise God. Now we want to enter into panel discussion, and it is my singular honor to welcome on stage the moderator, Ak Chinemere Mokafo, to take the stage.
Praise the Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ambassador Chinemerem, and it's my delight and my pleasure to be the moderator of this panel session. And I want to assure you, in the next 60 minutes, myself and some of the most awesome personalities in this ministry will be seated here and mashing out information that will help dazzle and move your future 2026 to make it a greater one. I can guarantee you that. Why do I know that? For the past few minutes, I've had interactions with the panelists, and I am very, very excited with the level of information we've shared backstage. And I can tell you for sure that 2026 is going to be a way greater year for you and every other person who attended this Ignite Conference 3.0. So, I thought you should clap. So, without much ado, the best way I can, I'm going to welcome the panelists who will be working with me. They are all ready to give you the best. And on my list, we have the most amazing persons here, and it's such a privilege working with these men and women. I am going to be calling in no special order, the first person, the first panelist I'm going to be calling is our father. Our father, who has been one of the founding fathers of this ministry in this diocese, and is a pastor for Mpo district. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our father, Pastor Nwokolo Cyril, to the podium. That clap is not loud enough. Daddy, you're welcome. I know you enjoyed the last session, right? I can't get your vibe. You enjoyed the last session, right? And it will be an honor to have our own father, who just dished out lovely information at the last session to us. Please, help me make welcome the district pastor of Okpoko district, our own dear pastor, Uzo, to the stage. Daddy, you are welcome. We are delighted to have you join us at the panel session. Welcome, sir, and God bless you, sir. Please, ladies and gentlemen, you are also going to help me welcome another distinguished panelist to this podium. A doctor by profession, she has risen the ranks to be a doctor, and she's an estate manager. our own dear mommy, the diocesan youth and children coordinator, none other but Dr. Mrs. Ifoma Obinwa. Please, ma, it's a pleasure to have you. You are welcome to join this amazing panel. Thank you. Are you excited? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Round of applause for Jesus, please. We are also going to welcome a very special one, a Christian therapist, the CEO and founder of Healers Cave Limited. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Esther Utsoka to the panel. Please make it loud. Isn't she looking dashing? Come on now. You're welcome, ma'am. We are also going to be welcoming someone very special, an amazing certified woman development coach and founder of the Empowered Lady Bootcamp. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, if your hands are not so busy, help me welcome Emanuela Nwigwe, FIMC, CMC, to join the panel session. You're welcome, ma. You're welcome, ma'am. They said the pressure is getting. All right. We are also going to be welcoming some other persons in the panel. This is the major designer in this Ignite 3.0. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome an incredible human relationship strategist, an expository speaker and social innovator. He is the Chief Executive Director and Relationship Counselor at Rema Zone. Please make welcome Bright C. Ifeanyi Chukwu to the panel session. You're welcome, sir. Are you excited this afternoon? So you can agree with me, we are not done yet, that resource persons are called up to this panel session. Please also help me welcome our very very own, a passionate educator, a youth mentor, an applied biologic and brewing from Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Please help me welcome the Vice Principal of Susu College, none other person but Mr. Eze Miracle, as he comes to this panel session. Sir, you are welcome. Can you make it louder, please? Thank you. Thank you. And I also have to welcome my humble self. Thank you. It's such a privilege to be the moderator of this session. It's such a privilege. Thank you. Before I proceed, I'll take my panelists by surprise. I want to ask someone in the audience a question. Seeing this quality of persons in this panel session, one person should tell me, what is your expectation? Please, the audience, this is a question for you. What is your expectation? Please, quickly, one person. Quickly. The first hand up goes with it. Thank you.
I expect to have clarity on what influence actually is.
Wow. Give a round of applause. And I want to tell you, you are going to have way much more than that. This afternoon, this panel session is going to be dealing on a topic that is dear to the heart of the young ones. It's a topic you've yearned to hear from diverse aspects. And this topic is on relationship. But hey, hold on. Hold on. It will open your eyes to know the value of relationships. So many diverse relationships. So, my panelists, you're welcome. You're welcome very specially. And I want to ask, Esther, what do you really think about faith-based relationship? What do you think about it?
Faith-based relationships, I believe, are relationships that are founded on the ground of faith and religious beliefs. Relationships that are just mostly revolving around faith and religion.
Wow, lovely. Can you give a round of applause? Doctor Ife, what do you think about accountability relationship, ma?
Praise the Lord. Accountability relationship permits me to draw from the book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 17, where it talked about sharpening, iron sharpeneth iron. You see, it helps you to, help one another. Accountability is something that when you are in it, it can help you strengthen one another. As we are gathered here, in one way or the other, we are sharpening the face of one another. So if you are on that grounds of accountability, you know that you are meant to sharpen the face of one another. That is why I'm drawing that inference from that place.
Thank you so much. That was so lovely to hear. Our very special and delighted daddy, Pastor Uzo. Sir, what do you think about mentorship relationship? You've done this over the years. Please tell us, what do you think about mentorship relationship? What's your perspective on it?
Thank you, the moderator. You know why I'm laughing? It is like I deliberately avoided talking on this issue of mentorship when I was speaking the things that I give attention to. How far you will go in this life is a function of who is mentoring you.
Wow.
That's the much I can talk about it for now.
Did you hear that? Wow. Daddy, what you say was so powerful that I had to ask the audience. Please, can you reiterate, sir? Thank you.
Okay. I said, how far you can go in this life is a function of who is mentoring you.
Wow.
Did you get that? Now, please, just give me a little time. I was organizing a seminar just in the recent times. And there is this man that started coming to the seminar. As at that time, he was so poor that the poor was calling him poor. And then I discussed with them at that seminar on this issue of mentorship. And after that seminar, he approached me and requested that I should help him approach another person to mentor him. Long story short cut, that person agreed to mentor him. And that person that is being mentored, as I'm talking to you now, who was so poor that the poor was calling him poor, has almost finished his 2-story building now in this town.
You can imagine that. You can imagine that. Do you now understand the value of mentorship, relationship? Thank you, sir. Our dear pastor, sir, please, this question is dear. What is your take on marital relationship?
Thank you, the moderator. This is a very important subject to consider and to take. Marital relationship brought us together here now. Without marital relationship, no person will be here. You are here because your father and your mother met and agreed to live together. You are the product of that relationship. Any mistake in that relationship will mar the destinies, both that of the man, the woman, and the generation, the nations they are meant to raise.
Wow.
So it is important.
Wow.
As we continue.
Thank you, sir. This is amazing. This is clarity. Our dear educationist, please, sir, what do you understand, or what is your take on collaborative relationships, sir?
Thank you very much for that question. I would like to start by saying that the word relationship is about collaboration. Wow. So you can't just talk about relationship if there is no collaboration. So when you say collaborative relationship, I think you are more or less saying that everything that happens in life, every form of connection, every form of reactivity, and whatever movement that happens is all about collaborative relationship. There is a saying that if you want to go very fast, you go alone. But if you wish to go very far, you must be going with some people.
Oh my God.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. Thank you so much for that clarity. Sir Bright, there is this thing about vision everywhere, vision, vision, vision. What is your take on vision-driven relationships, sir?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. First of all, I want to remind us that vision is a mental picture of where you want to be or what you want to achieve. Wow. And I think it is very, very important for believers as youths to have vision, because Bible also admonishes us to do so. Let me just read this place for us. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 1, Bible says, the preparation of heart belongs to man. So you are expected to have preparation. Then in the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 18, it says, there is surely a future for you, and the hope of the righteous will not be cut short. So every righteous is expected to have a hope and a picture of where they are going to. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow. I am elated and excited with the nuggets of information here. And our very dear own social media guru, Sister Manuela, please help us understand what networking relationships is all about. What's your take on it?
Okay, thank you very much. Now, we did networking here, right? We did it last night, we did it this morning. Networking is beyond collecting numbers, collecting someone's contact. Networking is intentionally building and nurturing relationships that will take you further. I always say this, that thing you are running helter and skelter for is in someone's contact list. All you need is to click, get the right relationship, get the right network, and you are good to go. That's what I have for now.
Wow, this is amazing. That thing you need, you are stressing for, is on someone's contact. Once a call is made, that your stress is gone. Thank you so much for that thought. And now, looking at this, Esther, I have a question for you. I really have this very dear question. And I know this question is bubbling in the hearts of the young adults. Please, how can one build relationships that is rooted in faith without being overly religious? You see what is happening on social media. So how can one build a relationship-based, faith-based relationship without being religious, as it were?
Okay. I think when it comes to being religious, it has a lot to do with fanaticism, right? So for you to build a faith-based relationship that is not overly out of context, that means you should, number one, make the basis of your relationship doctrine and not dogma. Doctrine is the Bible. Doctrine is Jesus. Doctrine is what the Bible says. Dogma is what your organization says that they do, that is their own mode of operation. So as a believer with another believer, your faith-based relationship should revolve around doctrine. And then, according to the write-up on the protocol t-shirt yesterday, fervent in spirit, not slothful in business, I believe any believer who has allowed the Holy Spirit to help that person will always have the Holy Spirit point to other areas of their lives. So even when you are always, relating with the person based on Bible, based on faith, there should be space for growth, because even God is a progressive worker.
Wow, thank you so much for that lovely question. I thought the audience would appreciate her for that. Now, Dr. Mrs., please. Why is accountability necessary for growth? We want to grow. We want to become better. I want that after Ignite 3.0, we heard some testimonies by companies and they are doing so well. And this Ignite 3.0, why is accountability relationship necessary for growth and for achieving purpose? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. This accountability relationship we are talking about, in fact, I'm in it in the sense that I know how it has been helping me. I even made a pronouncement while I was, doing my welcome address. I made mention of, by If Jesus Tarries Ignite 4.0, that you will hear my testimony. In fact, do you know you are to hold me accountable? Right inside me, I know I have spoken something. And I know by whether I know you or you don't know me, I should be held accountable on that. And you are my accountability partner. So sometimes for growth, making that pronouncement now is already keeping me on the line, such that it will help me walk in line with this influence we are talking about. That by the time I be coming here, if Jesus tarries, I'll be telling you what happened and how I went on, to achieve it. So accountability relationship helps you for growth. It gives you that ability to be able to do what you are supposed to do. Apart from that, I have an accountability group where we read the Bible every day. I post every day. I'm being held accountable in that group. It's not as if it is sweet or it is very good to me, but because I'm being held accountable, and I have already said it, we have a group. We are to respect one another. Assuming you have such, it will help you to grow. Why am I saying this? If you don't have any place or anything you are doing with somebody that you should be held accountable, it can make you to do it anyhow. This idea of anyhowness. That's true. You will not have structure. You will not have system. So relationship, when it comes to accountability, helps you to build structure, system that will help you grow. Now, on daily basis, I must read. If I didn't read, there is going to be a carryover. If I didn't read what I'm supposed to read, study, and write, my own is that I even write. By the end of the year, I'm going to bring out a book where I have been writing my study. I don't just read my Bible daily. If I didn't read any day by virtue of one thing or another, that means if I'm going to read today, I'm going to have more work. I'm going to stay awake and write. My writing helps me to internalize. I have now realized when you write, you internalize. So by holding you accountable for something, it helps you to grow. It helps you to have structure. It helps you to have system that will help you to move to the next level. Thank you.
Oh, my. Thank you so much. Accountability. I appreciate that, ma'am, from you. Sir, this question is for you, Pastor Uzo. You mentioned that the level of one's growth in life is dependent on his level of mentorship, on who mentors the person. Now, there is this thing online. You know how busy mentors can be. And I happen to get their number badge into their DM, and you just say hi. The young people just say hi. And your mentor will be like, where is this coming from? Please, sir, the question is this. How can a young adult identify and approach the right mentor, sir? Thank you.
Thank you, moderator, for that question. One thing that will surely help you to identify the right mentor for you is to first of all discover what you are looking for in this life. If you don't know what you are looking for, you will not know where to get it. Many people are just moving aimlessly in this life without being sure, number one, of their purpose in this life and how to fulfill that purpose. Now, to get the right mentor for you, you must first of all have your aspirations in life. And then you look for who has got result in that area of your aspiration. And you go to that person as your mentor. So that is it.
Wow. Did you hear that? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And our dear pastor, this question is very, very, very important, owing to what you represent, the marital relationship. Now, sir, how do one need to let the sister or brother know directly that he's interested in getting married to him or her? Like, that question has been a very popular question in the hearts of the young adults. Am I correct? Do one have to let the sister or brother know that is interested in getting married to her. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know every participant here would like to hear something. You want to hear something? First and foremost, marriage is not about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person. Before God gave Adam a wife, he gave him purpose. Before you look for a partner, let God shape your pattern. Don't rush to marry out of pressure. Grow into readiness by purpose. Because what you don't build in character, you will battle in marriage. The goal is not to fall in love, but to rise in wisdom. Now let me come to your question. Hold on. Let me come to your question. Your question is, should a suitor, a brother, a born-again brother, approach the sister first, then let the sister know his intention? Now, the first consideration is, does the church you belong to permit it? I got married in the Watchman, and I followed the Watchman teaching on marriage. I didn't meet my wife first to share my intention with her, because I know what the church taught and teaches concerning marriage. In fact, when I had the leading first, I didn't even know, because I was not even praying for marriage. I was not even ready for marriage. But I just had the leading. I just dreamt a dream. I didn't understand. I met my director and shared it with him. He looked at me. He didn't answer me. He brought another topic. I went back. The thing repeated again. I met my pastor. My pastor then opened my eyes to know the direction of that dream and asked me to go and pray again. I followed his mentorship, his direction. I went and prayed and came up with more facts. And today, I am not fighting. I am marrying. And I'm enjoying my home. So, it is improper to let your intention known to the sister if the church you are into does not permit it. It is improper. The Watchman Church permits that if you have such intention and leading, you go to your pastor. I think, let me stop there.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I would have asked a follow-up question, but I'll reserve it till the next time I come to you. And please, sir, Miracle, please. I want to ask, you look at this issue of collaborating with people. You say relationship is about collaboration. That one hits me hard, Sha. You see this relationship collaborative thing. What practical steps can someone take to expand their network? Sorry. Why is it better to have that collaboration between people, like brothers, sisters, they decide to achieve something or something? Why is it important to have collaboration in relationships in church?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think I'll borrow a leaf from the Bible, the book of Ephesians chapter 4, Ecclesiastes chapter 4 in verse 9. The Bible did mention that two is better than one.
Yeah.
And in verse 12, the Bible said that one can fall, two might stand, but three, it is very hard to break from the tree. So there is no gainsaying about it when we talk about collaboration. Purpose that is being shared in the world, like an idea, for instance, just like we are talking about influence, and we're looking at ideas to start up business, firm, and all that. Do not think that you are the only one with that idea. Ideas are really personal. I will give an example of, I shared the testimony with the teachers. Some time ago, I was discussing with my wife, like 2 months ago, and I was telling her that there is this challenge that I've had. I stay with kids. I can manage this environment where you are managing the other environment, and together we do something wonderful.
Oh man, this is lovely. This is lovely. You see, when it comes to competition, he said that a one-eyed man might be the king. So you are there, you feel you are the boss. You have won against every other person, but in the global space, you are just a minute number or factor. So collaboration helps you reach way, way, way far than you normally would have done that yourself. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Thank you so much, sir. Now, Sir Bright, you spoke on vision, and you explained vision as a picture of what someone wants to achieve. So I really want to ask, how do you choose friends who align with your vision? How do you choose people who are going in the same direction, even in the church and beyond? Please. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Number one is, how do you choose friends who aligns with your visions and values? I think the first thing first is to know God. The reason why I say you have to know God is because you also have to have a vision. And if your vision is not captured in the plan of God for you, that vision might be an error. Okay, so firstly, you know God. Because if you want to understand yourself, you first of all have to know the person who made you, and then know the reason why he actually brought you into existence. So when we locate God and know God, the second thing we do is that we know ourselves. Knowing yourself now is you looking at yourself through the lens of God's plan for you. Then when you look at yourself through that lens, you'll be able to come up with a picture that matches the picture God has for you. Okay, because I discovered that one of the challenges we have as youth is that we wake up one morning and we have these great imaginations. When they say imagination won't buy me, imagination won't buy me. Okay, you discover that most of those imaginations, God is nowhere found around those things. So number one is you know God. Number two is that you know yourself and plan with God. Number three is that you understand your visions and values. It's one thing for you to have vision. It's another thing to understand where you are going to. Why will you be there? Why is this thing necessary? Okay, so when you know God, know yourself, understand your visions and your values. Number three is alignment check. What I call alignment check is that, we're talking about relationship. When you relate with people who are directly opposite with your vision, you will be distracted. You will not be focused. So one of the ways to pick friends who aligns with your vision is you check. The Bible says something in the book of Genesis chapter 11 verse 4. It's a story about the people that came together and said they are going to build a house that will touch heaven.
Yes.
When I read that place, I was like, this is impossible. But when I got down to verse 6, I saw that God himself confirmed the possibility of that idea. God confirmed the possibility of that vision. And Bible said that God said they have one language. The reason why they have one language is not because they chose to have one language, but because they have a single vision, which is building a house that touches heaven. So their vision guided their language. When you have one language, you have one understanding. When you have one understanding, you go towards the same direction. So when you check your alignment with their own vision, is another thing you have to check. Then action check. Lastly, action check means that sometimes we have the same vision, but we are not putting in the necessary actions that will take us to where we are going. So, irrespective of the fact that I know that we share something in common, I also have to check what you are doing, so that when we relate, you will not be dragging me back, but
Wow.
we're able to move the same direction.
Thank you so much. I'm really learning a lot here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Our social media guru. I want to go so far in the social media space. I really want to tour the world. You have over 112,000 followers on Facebook. That's crazy. So I really have this question for you. It's been on my mind. What practical steps can the average person take to get to a point where he becomes a social media guru? You understand the question, where he becomes very good in social media, networking, relating with people. What practical steps can one take to do that? Thank you.
Okay. So if I understand you, you said what practical steps can an average person take to expand their network in the social media angle?
Space, yes.
Okay. First of all, I will go back to what he said. Find the kind of people that align with you. You know, on social media, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is there. If you want smart people, now they're them there. If you want good people, they are there. So find out who you want to associate with, number one. The next thing is attend events, just like we are here. In fact, I thank God for what is happening in Onitsha, because when you go to Port Harcourt, Lagos, at the time I wanted to relocate to Lagos because every Eke Market day they are doing events. All the big events are over there. So you as a young person, go out. Not every day from church to market, from market to school, just up and down. Go to events. Go online, go to ChatGPT, search what are events related to my niche, related to my brand. If you are a nurse, find out what are nursing events happening around me. ChatGPT will tell you. I attended one at Lagos. I don't know that place, so I just went online. I said, please, I need so event. Tell me where is it happening in Lagos. He gave me direction. That's where I go. So find out, be intentional about it. Networking, you have to do it. Don't say, I don't know anybody. Then, when you now connect with the people, how do you relate to them? I want to talk on what Pastor Uzo said, the mentorship aspect, because it's part of it. You don't come into the person's DM and say hi, especially Gen Z people. Hi. And you are like, hi, hello. Some people ask you, how was your night? You're asking a potential mentor, how was your night? It's not done. DM them with intention. Just state, my name is so person. This is what I do. State your needs, state your purpose of being there, right? Then the next one is the social media aspect. No one knows a silent expert. No one connects with a silent brand. In fact, the best networking is become visible about what you do. Now, them go, they rush you.
Wow.
Because sometimes we are looking for people that are not looking for us. But when you build yourself to a particular level, they will intentionally come to you. So these are the three things. First of all, start with identify the people you want. Number two, go out. Go out. Don't be a home potato. Don't be a couch potato. Go out, meet people. And then finally, be valuable. Be intentional about being visible online. And then, before you know it, they are the ones coming to you to network. I think that's where I'll stop.
Thank you so much. Be valuable. Don't be a potato couch. So be valuable, add more value, and definitely be more visible, be intentional. Thank you so much for those wonderful words. And I will return back to Esther. Esther, our therapist. I have this question for you, ma'am. The world we are today, uh, the, the world we are today has this challenge with godliness. It's not a very godly place, especially for the young person. So, how can a faith-based relationship thrive in a culture that is seemingly that looks godless? I don't know if I believe you understand the question, ma.
Okay. A faith-based relationship.
Relationship. How can it
Thriving.
thrive in the culture where we are today?
I think it still goes back to what Samirako said. There is this force that exists between two or more people who have the same vision and the same goal. That even when there's a storm around, they always find time. They always find a way to encourage each other to stand in the midst of the storm. So the best thing to do is just to have somebody who aligns with your vision as a Christian. There's a lot of godlessness, but there is also a lot of godedness if you find them. And when you find them, keep them. So that because there are times when you can go overboard. Let me cite an example. One of the days, I was sharing something with one of my friends, and surprisingly, she said something that really shocked me. But then when I checked it, I saw that it was true. So I started working on it. What did she say? She said, I'm stubborn and I'm too hard. So, and I didn't think of that as something I would do. I always thought of myself as a calm person, nice and all of that. When she said it, I asked her, why did you say so? She gave me reasons that, and I thought, if my friend could say this about me, then what about people outside? So I went home, I had to look inside, I had to pray, I had to take steps to break down those walls she was telling me about. And then there is also something about faith-based relationships that if you build it well, it's going to form a wall around you. One of the things faith-based relationship does is that God can actually talk to your friend to warn you about something that is coming ahead that you're too distracted to see. And then your friend can see something that you do and correct you if that is a relationship you've invested in building. So in the midst of a godless world, find goded people and remain goded.
Before you drop the mic, I also have this sequel question to that. Realize that there is this isolation that happens when people stop coming to church, and maybe the culture has affected them kind of, and they start isolating themselves from godliness, from church. So how do you deal with it? How do we manage it? And what are the dangers? What are the dangers of someone isolating himself from the circumference of godliness?
Okay. One of the things I have noticed is that when the devil wants to deal with somebody, he removes the person from the circle of people that can save that person from him.
Wow.
So it can come from just a little offense. This person said this, and before you know it, the person isolates. That's one. And then also, looking at it from a psychological standpoint, isolation is not always external. There are times when people isolate because they feel like nobody will understand what they are going through. Isolation is a symptom of, can be a symptom of a lot of things. So for the person who is isolating, you are not doing it to anybody. It is yourself that you're doing it to. And if you really love yourself, then you should take the intentional effort to come back to the fold that helps you, or find a food that will help you. And also for the person who is seeing an isolated person, have the empathy and the compassion to reach out to this person, to know exactly what is going on. There are times when people may not talk till you ask them, and you'll be surprised at what you would find out.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know if you are following in this session. Okay, I'll soon be taking, make sure you have your questions. I'll be taking some questions from the audience. But before then, Dr. Ife, please, you talked a lot on accountability. You even told us about the Bible accountability part you are into. Ma'am, you know, in the world we are, I want to really ask, how can one maintain trust and honesty in accountability without the fear of judgment? You know, someone can judge, that fear of judgment. You just want to be open-minded and pour your heart to your accountability partner, and he doesn't use one Bible verse and just kill you once. Please help us, ma. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Anyway, one thing, because of time, I'm not going to go explain a lot of things, but there is this aspect of transparency. And one thing I want you to know is that accountability is not about control. It's about care. There should be a place of kindness, and there should be a place of empathy. You don't just because you have an accountability partner, you are not kind of being considerate in any way. For instance, I have one of the mates that you know now. You are supposed to handle something on Saturday. At least let me say it out here. In fact, I gave her that thing. She was supposed to be the one to do a review in that Bible group. She's supposed to be held accountable. So I called her that she's going to hold it. But see Ignite, in the heat of this Ignite, I know her responsibility. I know how she's run up. How do I even expect her to still deliver at that point? That doesn't show that I am really caring. I am a senior person, actually, to her. If I insist that she must do it, do you know she will do it? But will it really help? It may have broken something inside her. So when I was even like telling her to do it, but at the end I found that she was really, in fact, she was a bit so engaged. And I told her, don't worry, I will handle it. In fact, she came back pouring out blessings. She was sending me, saying, oh, mommy, thank you so much. You know why I'm happy? She realized that this is my responsibility. I should be held accountable. But somebody who I am working with took it upon herself. So that is why I'm saying it's not about control. There should be a space for kindness. So in that case, there should be transparency. If I don't know what she is going through, I will not step in. So in accountability relationship, you should give space for transparency. Understand what. So transparency is very important. Like he said, honesty is there, truth. And mutual, let's say mutuality, allow me to use that word, but it should be a mutual something. It's not something that one should maybe dominate, but it should be a thing that you should do in one together, like Brother Miracle talked about collaboration. You can't do accountability relationship without collaboration. You work together. You work in one mind so that you'll be able to help one another rise, and you too, you are rising. As you are rising, that person, the other one is rising as well. Wow. So in accountability, we have to be mutual in that case. And again, the people you are in together doing accountability relationship, you must have God. You should have one purpose as well. You know, these things are connected to one another, like Bro Rema said. You don't just like it is you alone. No. Purpose. It must be people you have defined purpose with, so that you can easily hold them accountable. What this person is pursuing is what you are pursuing. So sometimes it's good to have people that you have vision, the same vision with, so that in accountability, everybody is running the same direction. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give me a round of applause. She didn't know I was going to ask a sequel question, but she answered the sequence. I want to ask, what qualities do one look out for in an accountability partner? But she already answered that. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you so much, ma. So, our daddy, Pastor Uzo, I really would love you to help us with this question. And what does a mentee-mentor relationship look like? What does it really look like? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, the moderator. Even if you did not ask me this question, I wanted to say something on that because during the period of networking, you see a lot of people running around looking for whom to mentor them. Now, listen to me. When you are looking for a mentor, you are not looking for an uncle. You are not looking for a family friend. You are not looking for maybe a teacher. You are looking for a panebita. Because, so if you are coming to me to mentor you, you are coming to a potter who will scatter you to gather you. I'll first of all scatter you, and then I will gather you. That is the relationship. A teacher is different from an instructor. The mentor is an instructor, and his word should be a command to you. Already you are out of shape. That's why you are not getting result. And you are looking for who will beat you into shape. So you are not looking for an uncle. You are not looking for a family friend. You are not looking for a guardian. I think that is where I want to. So I welcome you if you want me to mentor you, but be ready to be beaten.
Did you hear that? Wow, thank you so much for that. And before we go into the questions from the audience, sir, I really want to ask you this very important question. Everybody wants to rush into marriage. What is the role of personal development before we get into marriage, sir?
Thank you so much. Personal development before you get into marriage is very, very essential. You cannot just enter into a program that only death will part you. Only death will separate you, except on miserable occasions. So the need for preparation, the need for personal development is important. Very important in the sense that marriage does not complete you. Take note of this. Marriage reveals you. I'm talking of what I am into. For over 29 years, I'm into it. If you are not growing, you will turn your partner into a project. You know, when you turn your partner into a project, you will know the outcome. That's why Proverbs chapter 24, verse 27 says, prepare your work outside. Get everything ready. Then build your house. Build yourself before you build a home. Don't rush into marriage to escape loneliness. Grow into maturity to sustain a covenant. It's not because you are tall, not because you are 25 years, 30 years, 40, 45 years, and I've been troubling you. What are you doing? It's not you have made money. You can look into your account and see sleeping, cool, 30 million. You say, what is marriage? What will it take? Marriage is more than what you think. If Galatians chapter 5, verse 22 is not in you, you do not reflect it, you do not radiate it, and you want to get into marriage, very soon the street will gather at your house to separate and help killing your heat. That is a reason you must have a church. And if you're in that church, humble yourself to learn and internalize your devotions, the words of God you get from devotion. Engage fully in the weekly activities. Ensure you are there on time. And engage yourself in the units in the church. If you look around now, you see our officials moving here and there, they are engaged. And because they are engaged, heaven is engaged with them. It's your growth, your spiritual growth will bring laughter in your house and will make you not to make mistake in marriage. For many people today have made mistake in marriage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we give that a round of applause? Thank you so much. It's bringing a clearer version to marriage, that you must invest in yourself before getting to that gate of marriage. Thank you so much, sir. Sir Miracle, I have this pertinent question for you. What becomes the role of what makes partnership to thrive? We are in a partnership. What makes it succeed? And if you have a personal story to share around that, please, we appreciate that. What makes partnership work out at the end of time?
Thank you very much for that question. Partly, we've been talking about what makes it work all this while. We talked about shared vision. Then there is this place of, that shared vision can be called interest, what you have interest in. And then there is this passion for growth. You really, really want to grow. So you understand that I need to grow beyond this border. Let me give you an example, because you said if I have an experience, I will share.
Please.
Around 2008, 2009, 2008 to 2013, I was in building materials. I was repairing phone. So it happened that I learned the act from someone who was so good, but he was so hidden. My boss is here in Mpo, so he was not so pronounced. But I noticed that almost everybody around this locality, once you give him a phone to repair, once you give anybody a phone to repair, they will tell you to come another day. And I monitored their movement. They're always going towards that place. So I went to him and I said, I want to learn this work from you. So we paid and we started the whole thing. And I saw how he did his work. I learned it. So in 2008, I started mine at building materials. And I decided to move inside the shop, just like his own. So, but then I wasn't getting much of customers. But we had someone at the front gate of the same market that almost everybody that enters the first gate, you see this person's shop. And almost every time you cross there, people are fighting. Either fighting with him or fighting together with him against another person. He's always fighting. And the matter is about the phone you brought. You were having earpiece. Now the screen is no longer, that kind of thing. So in one or two occasions, I've tried to come in between them, but The fight is always happening. Then at the extreme gate, the first gate, there is another person there who has the shop filled with parts of these phone accessories. But people rarely come there. So anytime I have need to buy one phone accessory or the other, I usually go to him to get it. So when I noticed, because I'm inside, like I said, that I wasn't having that much customer as I envisioned, and those other people were, once they noticed that I was there, we started having a kind of clash. If I go to buy something from the other person, he wouldn't give me if I have any need. So I kind of called the three of them. It wasn't me anyway, my friend, son. He said, these guys that are here, he's an unbeliever, so to say. He said, these guys that are here, he said, why don't you call them together and you work as a team? I said, how will we work as a team? They are already offended that I came into the market. He said, call them. I will help you to call them. So by himself, he bought 3 bottles of malt, invited them. I was surprised when they came to my shop. I wasn't expecting them to come. So they sat down and we discussed. And during our discussion, we found out that the person at the first gate has the funds and has the assets. He could get these accessories directly from Lagos. And then the person at the gate, at the main gate, had the customers. Everybody, once you have any issue with your phone, you come there. But he can't do much work. So, but then I can do the work. So we now had an agreement that once a customer comes to you, don't touch the phone, don't spoil it. Just bring it to me. Negotiate the price, whatever you want to negotiate with the person. We will share the thing into 3. I will get the parts from this other person. I will do the work, and you will get your percentage. Everybody gets their percentage. As at the time I was agreeing to that, I didn't like it. Because I felt like I'm doing the much work. I am the one, it's my brain, I'm the one doing the work. So why would I agree to this? But somehow, before the next 1 year, I was able to raise enough money to pay for my tuition fee in Unizik. That was when I even thought of going to school. Because as at then, the idea of going to school has skipped for long. So, and with that, I started education. And with that, it kept me through till during the 4th year, because it was a 6 years course, when I decided to move to Unizik. So I'm just using it as an example. That collaboration that happened there, because of the interest, the shared vision, because I want to grow. And they too, they want to grow. Everybody wants to grow. But because we are competing, we can't grow. So that shared interest brought us together and created enough wealth for every one of us, and we enjoyed it.
Oh my God. Come on. Thank you so much. This is lovely to hear. And audience, I'll still take your questions. Keep it coming. You can type it down. I'll just take about 3 to 4 questions depending on our time. We no longer have time. Sir Ifeanyi Bright, I have this question. You know, in the world where we are, seasons change, there is diversion, things happen. So, can friendship really survive when things go south or when things don't go well? And what are other red flags of relationship that can derail purpose? Please help us with these questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that question. I want to say something about this that may not go down well with everybody, but I think it's necessary. The truth about it is that the Bible says in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, it says there is a time for everything, and for everything there is a season. So I believe that just the way you said it, life is in phases, and there are friendship that has phases. And you know, one of the mistakes we always find ourselves in as young ones is that we try to withhold what we should let go. And when you withhold what is no longer needed in your life, it can actually lead to destruction. Okay, so there are friends who are in your life for a particular phase. When that phase is done, they are free to go. Don't be too emotional like, oh, for everything we've gone through. No. Because if that person stays beyond that phase, that person may lead to your destruction. This is not me trying to discourage friendship, but the truth about it is that it's not everybody that started a journey with you will end that journey with you. People get distracted, people change their mind. So for the fact that we are sharing the same vision before we started does not mean that we will actually arrive there at the end of the day. So when you deviate, when you give up, I shouldn't give up with you. If I try to encourage you and you are not coming up, I move towards the vision. Praise the Lord. So talking about the red flags, like I said before, I said we should take alignment. Okay, one of the people that you must avoid if you want to go far from your circle is, I said, disaligned, purposed people. People who are not in alignment with your vision. But there is something deeper than that. There is these people who disagrees with everything you stand for. And they want to discourage everything and anything you stand for. There is something different that we don't share the same vision. But I want you to succeed. I want to see you do well. And there's something different that even when we share the same vision, I don't want you to succeed. So even when you are bringing up plans that I know that will help you, I will look for every means possible to talk down on that plan, to laugh at you, to discourage you. So if you see this in anybody that you are keeping within your friends, it's a red flag. Okay, like our sister Emanuela will always tell us that when you go out there are people who are willing to listen to you. She said, no matter the type of engagement you are looking for, you have your audience and you have people you can relate with out there. So focus on people who builds your energy than people who drags you down and people who want to see you on the floor. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow. Focus your energy on people who build you up and not people who drag you down. Thank you so much for those answers you've given to us. Sister Emanuela, ma'am, in the world where we are today, as we relate with people, as we discuss with people, as we network with people, nobody wants to feel needy too much. So how do we keep in touch and yet not feel needy? Because when people start feeling needy, it can rebuff. So please help us to answer. How do we keep in touch with people, and how do we also add more value to the relationship? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question, because one thing about relationship is that when one person feels that I'm the one carrying everything, it becomes a parasitic relationship. Relationships should be symbiotic. You bring something to the table, I bring something to the table, we are moving forward. The first thing is, if you want to keep in touch with people without being needy, one, be valuable. I will say this. Build relationship before you have need of them. There are people that it is only when they have need, that is when they will want to connect with you. That one, you see someone, they will chat you up. Hello, I just thought of you. He did not think of you. There is a problem. You start praying for you. Oh, how is your family? I hope everything is fine. The next thing, can you do me a favor? No. Relationship should be that you have been bringing value for long. If you have something that will help your friend, share it with that friend. If you have something that will help this person, share it. Be valuable yourself. So that when you now have need, it will be easy. Like, you don't even need to talk about it. The person knows, this person, Kwan, has been helping me. Let me reciprocate. Okay? So desperation, it smells from afar. If you are desperate, it smells from afar. The other question you said, how can one add value? Be the one who connects people to opportunities. I will say this, all of us, okay, for Onya and Nenyekari update, you can't joke with that person. I have a friend, what he does for me is that any global opportunity, he sends to me. This management consultant I got, I went for management consultancy. He sent it to me. I know you'll be interested in this. I have never heard of that thing. Do you think I will joke with this person? If there is a scholarship opportunity, Ella, I saw this, click on this link. And the person will call back, have you checked it? Have you clicked? This is for you. That is it. Are you telling me that I will see him as a needy person or see her as a needy person? No. So have something you bring to the table. Even in marriage relationships, nobody wants a liability. Have something you bring to the table. Thank you.
Wow. Have something you bring to the table and add value. Finally, I have just a few questions. Daddy, I want to ask you a question, very, very important, please, sir. Pastor Ozo, sir, the best way to handle disappointment, in between when a mentor falls short of an expectation, how can a mentee deal with it, sir? That question is very pertinent, sir.
Thank you for that question. And the answer I am going to give to us is not limited to the issue of mentorship and then the mentor and the mentee. Is in every relationship. Before you enter into any relationship, please hear me very well. You will expect the best, but be prepared for the worst. Train yourself. It borders on attitude. Have the right attitude. Don't be stupid in any relationship. Be expecting the best, but be prepared, because we are not God. Anybody can disappoint. So as you are expecting the best, be prepared for the worst. Already your mind is made up that even if there is a disappointment, it will not come to you as a shock. That is the much I want to say on that.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that answer. Then finally, Pastor Nwokolo, sir, I really have this question. How can one heal from past emotional wounds before getting into a new relationship, sir?
Thank you so much. This question is mainly for people who are mature, who have developed, who really are qualified for marriage. Yes. The first thing you do is go to God before going to another. I had a case years. A sister, very, very serious-minded, God-minded, and at advanced in age. He was proposed by a brother who followed the church process. And the brother later decided not to continue. The sister could not hold herself. She began to eat up herself, became discouraged. And when she came to me, by the grace of God, I sat her down and opened her eyes on some certain things about life and eternity. And then encourage her. She became encouraged, got healed, and then left. It was not quite long. Another person came, another brother came, and she got married. In fact, I was the best man to the man who married her. So, at such condition, first go to God before going to another. That's why the Bible says in Psalm 147, verse 3, say, He heals the brokenhearted. God heals the brokenhearted. Then forgive. Forgive that brother or that sister. Release, because there are many things already you've stored in your heart. Many things that had filled your mind. Release those things. Release them. And let grace do the surgery in your life. You will see what will happen. Don't bleed on someone who didn't cut you. Don't bleed on someone who didn't cut you. Heal privately before you love publicly. Wow. If you don't heal privately, you enter into another, the problem will continue, will continue, will continue. Either you see the lady or the man going on the road talking, mentioning the name of that person. You've killed me. Now you've killed me. Come and live my life. The brain has fact. But when you heal privately, then you will love publicly.
God.
And not only that, let God fix your heart before someone holds it. I think, let me stop there.
Wow.
Other questions.
Amazing. It's been a very interesting session with the panelists. I would love to take some questions from the audience, although I have one here, but I would love to take from the audience asking directly to the panelists. Please, if you are in the audience and you have very, very intriguing questions that you want the panelists to answer, we can only take just but a few. Okay, we have a hand by my left, please. Please, we are the protocol officers with the mic. Someone should help. Thank you. The brother by my extreme left.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I've really learned a lot. And I also think that all of these things, if being put into practice, will skyrocket us into our dreams and our visions. I have 3 questions, please, for some of the parliamentarians.
Ask one, sir. The best question, just one, please. Ask
okay. This question goes to our pastor, Pastor Uzondu. He said, Sir, can you give us different and with explicit example, directorship and partnership? The difference between directorship and partnership with explicit examples. Please, sir, this one is very vital, please. Our social media this question is, how can one manage clients and their excesses? How can one actually manage clients and their excesses? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. If I heard you well, did you say directorship or mentorship? Directorship.
Yes. And partnership. Partnership.
Okay. The difference.
Yes, different.
Between somebody being a director and a partner. Okay. Let me use this illustration. You have a company, And then you are the founder and the CEO of that company. But under you, in the hierarchy of that company, you may have directors that are under you. They take instructions from you. And I think it is different from a partner. A partner means the person that is co-owning the company. The person is a co-owner of the company. You and the partner are at equal pedestal. You operate on an equal platform of that same company. But the other one is you are the owner, but you have directors under you. So I think with this illustration, to my own understanding, I feel the directorship may not be equal to the owner, but in partnership basis, maybe they have equal shares. Let me put it that way. I don't know whether I have answered your question. Or do you need more clarity on that? Maybe some of the other panelists can help to throw more light on your question.
Because I didn't get the answer very well, because when you said in directorship, it might be that all other workers are answerable to a supreme director in that company, right? Okay. Then in partnership, when they have, when they share the same idea.
That is what, it may not be exactly, but that's to my own understanding. Like, you can have an executive director, the Ogapata in that balance. Then you have other directors. But in partnership, I think two of them are operating on the same level, the same platform. That's my own understanding. I don't know whether it have made any sense to you.
It makes quite a lot of sense. Thank you so much. Please, can we give that a round of applause? Please hold on. Before we take, there is one question here from the, we don't have time anymore, but there just one question here that's very, very important, or just one or two. Someone said, how can you build these relationships without your emotions getting in the way? Please, and you prefer a sister to answer the question. So, the platform is open for our sisters. How can we build all these relationships without your emotions getting in the way?
In a word, I would say you have to create boundaries. In as much as you want to have, like from my aspect of accountability, I spoke on that. Please, it's good for you to build boundaries. You must not allow people to drag you into where you are not supposed to be. You have the right to, create boundaries for your sanity. Because some people can, even if you are not careful, you'll be dragged into what you don't want to be. So the only one I can talk about here now is to create boundary. Know your limits. Know when it is enough. In fact, no is not being arrogant. I cannot do it. It's not that there is something that has gone out of you. Of course, you can do everything. At a point, you should know your limits, and you know when to say it is enough, and you do what? You withdraw. That is what I can say there.
Thank you so much. Esther, do you have something to say on that? How can one build this relationship without emotionally getting trapped?
The truth is that humans are emotional beings.
Okay.
So you cannot take emotions out of your existence, but you can train your emotions to align with your values. You can train your emotions to align with your values. You should come to a point in your journey of becoming that your emotions does not have to govern 100% what you do. For example, you have a boss, a fine man as a boss, and you discover that you are catching feelings. Personally, I don't think the next best thing to do is to resign, but to discover what it is that led to the problem. Sometimes you get emotional because this person has something you don't have. For example, looking at the lives of many young ladies who get married to way older men, when you check their background, many of them have absent fathers. So when they meet those people, they're not seeing lovers in them, they are seeing the father they didn't have. And they just get attached to that person despite being abused or whatever, even subconsciously. So when you discover that you are getting overly emotional, Mommy already said set boundaries. And the second thing is also to define that relationship. And I also think this problem is majorly with Christians because we mostly box ourselves in the church. When you go to the corporate world, you should be able to train yourself that your emotions does not just govern you. And if you start catching feelings for every fine guy, then you go to an event and all the panelists, you are crushing on all of them. It's your work to train your emotions.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please give a round of applause. The last question I'm going to be taking, please. This is the last question, and it's from the audience. I know some of you have questions to ask, but time has failed us. And you are free to meet any of the panelists for a one-on-one session, for a one-on-one discussion. Please, you are free, any of the panelists that you want to talk with. Please, there's an important question here. It says, is it proper for a brother or sister to be so close to the extent that the sister will know that the brother has feelings for her, and the brother will also know that the sister will accept his proposal if he writes the testimony, even without them communicating it verbally? You get it, right? I'll repeat that question. Is it proper for a brother or sister and sister to be close to the extent that the sister already knows that if the brother writes a testimony, she will say yes to it, to that level, that the brother knows that the sister cannot deny the testimony when I write it? Do you understand? You understand the question now? You're asking as if you don't understand. Don't mind them. Mommy, please. Somebody wants to take the stage on the question? We'll finish this one. There's an online question. Thank you. I think we'll take it so that we can honor those online, and we appreciate them. But please, we need someone to answer this question. That's your code, Ryan. I can't repeat it also. Is it that interesting? Is it proper for a brother and sister to be so close to the extent that the sister will know that the brother has feelings for her, and the brother will also know that the sister will accept his proposal if he writes his testimony, even without them telling the sister his marriage plans? Oh, yeah.
Praise the Lord. I think, firstly, our daddy answered that question. What we will consider here is, what type of relationship are you in with that sister that the two of you are already knowing if she will or she will not? By the point you view, like our daddy has told us before, you understand where you are and what they believe. Okay? There are types of relationship you must not engage in. So, at the point you are knowing if the sister will and if the brother would, that means you might have exceeded some boundaries that may not be accepted depending on where you are coming from and where you belong. Okay, so, but in other doctrines and other churches, I don't know how they do their own, but what I want to state clearly is that for you to come to a point whereby you are sure that this sister will accept you, because the person said they are in a relationship already.
They are catching feelings.
Yeah, so that means there is something that has missed with the normal relationship we know. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to add that is part of the red flags. That is part of the red flags. If you are very, very sure, very, 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 very sure that this sister cannot fail me, cannot boot me if I write, that means, as my brother has said, you've agreed. But one thing is sure. Love without discipline leads to disaster. The destination is disaster. So if you're into it, withdraw, because you will cry. Thank you.
Did you hear what I heard? Did you hear what I heard? Love without discipline leads to... So we will just take one last question from the online platform. One last question, because we honor them. This question says, how do you cope with a partner that is not consistent, but they have the value and qualities you need, but the partner is not consistent in the partnership? You have the same goals, but he has a kind of mood swings that sometimes affects everything you planned together. How do you deal with such? To Esther from Chris Daniel.
Speaking of inconsistency and mood swings, in every relationship, for it to go far, you should be able to not just know who the person is, but also who the person was and who the person, at least to a little extent, is going to be. Mood swings are not just limited to hormones, they are traced to the past. So you should be able to understand who that person is. Where is that person coming from? What is causing the inconsistency? There are times when the cause of the inconsistency is from you. Because, for example, a person who grew up in a competitive environment has a tendency of always wanting you to know that I'm doing this, right? So, and you know the value this person carries. You know you need it. When relating with that person, you don't need to always, when he's doing that, to do it back. Because in his mind, he's reading it as you're trying to put me down. And when you do that, you lose out of the value the person brings to the table. So when you understand who you are for example, I have a friend who I do not confront when she's angry. I have to wait. Because if I do that, it doesn't end well. And I can't leave her because of that. She carries way too much value for me to just say she has mood swings. What I do is, she does this, I don't like it. I wait. When she's okay, I'll come with my own way. And same with me, I am not without flaws. All of us are not without flaws. So when you understand who this person is, where they are coming from, you'll be able to relate to them, even in the midst of that mood swings. You can relate to somebody to the point that you possess the ability and the capacity to talk them out of a mood swing. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with this, you have to forgive us as we bring this session to an end. I want to give all thanks to the panelists who shared. I want to thank all the panelists who shared their ideas, their words, and their thoughts to this. But on a final note, I would love all the panelists to tell us one thing they want you to go home with. Please. This time around, I'll take it from my left. Quickly. Thank you.
this opportunity. I want every young person here, please, before you go, make sure you connect with a mentor. In 2019, I connected with my mommy here, Mommy Former Obinwa. And that year changed, that connection changed my life. In fact,
Wow.
whatever it is I am doing today, she is a heavy part of it.
Oh, my.
So make sure you connect with one person today.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, what I want to close with is I want us to understand that we are created to relate. Bible said that God created Adam, and after creating Adam, at the cool of the evening, God comes down to the Garden of Eden. So we are created to relate, but in your relation,